Good morning and welcome to Unity RGD's online Sunday service. Today is June the 27th, I believe. We have a guest speaker today, Mr. Khalif Mulholland. I would like to begin with the announcements. First of all, the classes are still continuing. Tuesday nights at 7, we have the Let's Get Metaphysical class. Thursday night, there are two classes. One of them is the ARE group that meets at 6:30. And then we have the collaborative meditation between 5 churches that's taking place at 8 o'clock. And you can check our Facebook, you can check our website for the links, or just email unity509@gmail and I'll get that information for you. I would also like to start by sending out some much love and much prayers to all the essential workers that are the frontline people taking care of things that need to be taken care of. So many blessings to all of you. Sorry. Live in color. Let me begin with some healing words, as I've been doing lately. I express healing and wholeness. Divine intelligence infuses all parts of my mind and body. This intelligence means I can breathe and digest automatically, and my cells regenerate without any conscious effort on my part. The natural order of life is to express wholeness. I recognize any pain or discomfort as a signal that something in my body requires attention. As I receive these signals, I am guided to the perfect solution. My positive attitude and openness are crucial to my experience of healing. I attune my thoughts and feelings to the God presence within and trust that all of the cells, tissues, and organs are now working together perfectly. I choose to keep my attention on the many ways my body continues to bless me. I am a vibrant expression of healing and wholeness. Let me now say the invocation, which is shared through all the Unity communities around the world. There's only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. Yes, I am so grateful, so grateful. So here's the deal. I wrote this song when I wasn't feeling so blessed. You ever notice how easy it is when things are going really well to just go, oh yeah, I'm so blessed, my life is so blessed. But I wrote this for me in those times when I wasn't feeling that I could focus in on one thing that I was feeling grateful for. In that little place, if I was in a dark place, that little light was that big. It would get bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's why my daily practice is simply to say, I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have, for all that I have. So blessed, I am so blessed. I am so grateful, I am so grateful, yes. I am so blessed. Sing it out now. I am so blessed, I am so So this is just another prayer. I'll leave you with this. It just goes like this. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, and gratitude above me, gratitude over me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. Come up here and do it with me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So grateful. So grateful. So grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I love that. I'm so grateful. And the moves are, if you want to do just like this. Gratitude before me. Behind. Love that. Gratitude behind me. To the left. Gratitude to the left of me. To the right. Gratitude to the right of me. Above me. Gratitude above me. Below. Gratitude below me. Within me. Gratitude within me. All around me. Gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. Go, I'm so grateful. To yourself. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. You think of the people in your life and let it go. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Yes, I'm so. Stand up. Let's do it again. Come on. Gratitude before me. Gratitude behind me. To the left. Gratitude to the left of me. To the right. Gratitude to the right of me. Gratitude above me. Gratitude below me. Gratitude within me. Gratitude all around me. Oh, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Yes, I'm so grateful. Open up to how grateful you are. I'm so grateful to yourself always. I'm so grateful. Keep singing that. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Yes, I'm so grateful. Yes, I'm so start your day this way. It's the best way to start your day. Al, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for this band. I'm grateful for you. And I thank you all. I'm grateful for all of you. Thank you all very much.
Karen Drucker. Karen Drucker, ladies and gentlemen. We're so grateful for Karen Drucker. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Join me in affirming unity of the valleys, affirmation and vision. Unity RGV Spiritual Center is an expanding center of the Christ light, mighty to attract its good and radiate good to others. Centered in God, we express the indwelling Christ.
As we start this time of inner reflection, let's begin by getting comfortable. Remove all objects from your lap, place your feet on the floor, sit up comfortably in your chair. Relax the muscles in your face, shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers. Feel your hips, legs, feet, and toes relax as well. Release any areas of tension you feel in your body. Take a deep, centering breath. Slowly inhale, gently hold for a few seconds, and then slowly exhale. Repeat a few times. Focus on your inhalation and exhalation as you continue to relax your body. Gently breathe in and out. Just relax and breathe naturally. You now feel the increased sense of relaxation to your body with every breath. Feel calmness and peace wash over you. Now let's center our attention to the daily word for today, which is comfort. Our Bible verse is from Psalms 71:21, and it reads, "You will increase my honor and comfort me once again." Today's affirmation is, Christ in me is my comfort. Let's say that together once. Christ in me is my comfort. Our message reads, experience that moves me out of my comfort zone are part of my life. The first day at a new school, starting or leaving a job, a new phase in a relationship, retiring from a career, the passing of a loved one. Any change can invoke discomfort, even grief. I grieve when I think of change as loss of security, loss of my place in my community, or loss of love. The Christ, the divine presence of life, love, and wisdom within me is my constant source of comfort through all of life's changes. I find assurance that although its physical expressions may change, life can never end. I know oneness and love with all who have been dear to me. Recognize my divine nature. I know that there is no loss, change, or circumstance that can limit me, and I am comforted. Divine Spirit dwells in the heaven of our consciousness. Wholeness and healing is thy nature. The kingdom of heaven is here awaiting our expression. The will is in our choosing to express it both here in earth and in heaven. We openly receive all that we need for this day in the manifest world, so that we may turn our attention to the kingdom at hand. We are forgiven as we forgive. We remove error consciousness from our minds and move instead into our divine consciousness. For we are the power, and we are the glory, and we are the kingdom. And so it is.
Silence down in my soul. I love the silence down in my soul. I love the silence down in my soul, and the whole wide world is my home. I've got a new day down in my soul. I've got a new day down in my soul. I've got a new day down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home.
Today's guest speaker is Mr. Khalif Mulholland.
Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's doing good in their respective homes. And thanks to this virtual technology and virtual presence, we are going to hear the message today called, "This Too Shall Pass." You know, I always thought those words were in the Bible, but they're not. This adage is believed to have originated in the writings of a medieval Sufi poet. I won't try to pronounce this whole name, but it's Suft Farid of Nishapu in the 13th century, and is often attached to a fable of a great king who is humbled by the simple words, "This too shall pass." Now, this is an adage that reflects on the temporary nature of the human condition. Whenever adversary shows up, it is common for someone to reply, "This too shall pass." Well, with world events today, I'd like to dig a little deeper into these comforting words and how they can help in our personal and collective circumstances. Personally, today, many are affected by what's transpiring around the world. There are riots, there is protesting, there is distrust in government and government officials, both past and present. People are wanting justice, and they're wanting social improvements from all angles. There's a disease that has taken front and center to the lives of all humans. What the heck is going on? As a human race, where are we in consciousness? Well, throughout the ages, there's been social injustice, and there's been government corruption, so that's nothing new. There's been disease, one after another. But for the most part, the human race gets through it. No, we didn't resolve every human issue, and we did not find cures for all the diseases and health issues. But there has been some progress in some areas of our human lives. But is it enough progress? Can we truly say, "This too shall pass"? Because to some extent, it hasn't. Racism is still prevalent. Corruption in government, past and present, and today it still exists. The earth is still being ruined by man, by their greed, their power-hungry egos. So, where are we in consciousness? Well, it appears to me like the human consciousness fears the things that it can't control. And when fear starts controlling our everyday lives, it begins to dictate our decisions. Looking beyond, or perhaps further down the road, or looking beyond the limited perception of the human ego when connecting with the higher level of the Christ consciousness, can be a possibility that takes us out of the fear factor and into the love sector. Therefore, if we can't put our faith in corrupted governments, where do we put our faith in? If we can't put our faith in religion, where do we put our faith in? Well, we know that governments are not known to solve all the issues. And to many millennials today, religion is being exposed as a fallacy. And like I mentioned earlier, greed and power takes advantage of all of our earth's resources, and that is so true. Where do we put our faith? Well, we put faith in God and us by perceiving the human experience spiritually, keeping in mind and believing that we can bring the good in us to manifestation. You might ask how? Well, dig deep inside of you. Do what your heart moves you to do. You want to make this place a better place? Go vote. You want to have peaceful protest? Go do it. But do it with prayer and intention to make a difference for the betterment of all. These are not just our constitutional rights. They're our God-given rights. Which reminds me, in the book of Mark in the Bible, in chapter 11, I think it's 23 to 24, Jesus taught that faith works with the spoken word. With faith, we can move mountains. Let's speak the word of faith to the mountains in our lives. Charles Fillmore wrote that faith is our ability to see the possibilities of life. Our ability to see the possibilities of life. He also said faith sees ideas where fear sees obstacles. And also he said faith sees potential where fear sees problems. Folks, faith allows us to be independent thinkers. And when we put our faith in God, in us, our thinking is not decided by the limited paradigms, but by the goodness of God. In putting faith in God, it requires putting hope in the spirit of oneness. That one day we will be free from injustice and corruption. It may take a peaceful protest. It may take a change in legislation. But if we seek peace, justice, and love, then we must become it. One thing that I remember from his famous "I Have a Dream" speech that can apply to all of God's children on earth, Martin Luther King said, and I quote, There's something that I must say to my people who stand on the warm threshold which leads into the palace of justice. In the process of gaining our rightful place, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. We must forever conduct our struggle on the high place of dignity and discipline. We must not allow our creative protests to degenerate into physical violence. Again and again, we must rise to the majestic heights of meeting physical force with soul force. Unquote. Yes, Martin Luther King, to me, is saying to put faith in the goodness of God, to meet physical force with spiritual force. This too shall pass reflects on the temporary nature of the human condition. But saying those words with faith in the goodness of God in you is saying it from the more permanent nature of the spiritual condition. So do you get that? The original translation of this too shall pass in the beginning of my talk reflected the meaning of it, that there's a temporary, that it reflects on the temporary nature of the human condition. But when we put that faith in the goodness of God in us, we're looking at it from the perspective that those words say it from the more permanent, not temporary, but permanent nature of the spiritual condition. And it reminds us that whenever adversity shows up, we can comfort our minds and hearts with those words. So when you say those words to someone, remember the intention is from a spiritual vantage point. And having faith in the goodness of God in us, we can declare things will get better. Not only in the world around us, but in the world inside of us. Change is inevitable. And that's true in our circumstances today. This too shall pass. Stay true to your faith. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Everything I see, everything I do is blessed by your hand, God. I'll give it back to you. Everything I give, every thought that's true is magnified in kind, God. I'll give it back to you.
Thank you, Khalif, for that wonderful message. Now comes a time in our service when we offer our tithes and our gifts. And I want to remind you again that we have PayPal, Venmo, and the Cash App all available. And then you can also send checks via the P.O. Box 1661 in FAR 78577. So we take our tithes in our hands, and together we say, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you for joining us this week. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a blessed week. Be safe, wash your hands, keep your social distance, put on a mask. Bye.